kick has got to be good, and it is. Jones marks on the wing, plays on quickly to Bernie Vince. Vince gets leg, and he's going to get a free kick. He plays on, gives it back to Jones. Jones spears it in towards the forward line. Excellent pass. And Jesse Hogan will pick himself up and have a shot just 30 metres out, 45-degree angle.
Well, the Demons have owned the footy in this first minute of play, and they kept a nice bit of space there between the 50 arc and 20 metres out from goal. And Jones's kick wasn't perfect, but in flight, but it certainly found its mark.
It was good cohesion too, wasn't it, with Pedersen not to come across and interfere.
17 goals for Jesse Hogan in his first season. He veers away to the right, straightens up and tries to bring it back, and he does exactly that. First goal to the Demons.
Bomber, we were talking on the way up from the St Kilda rooms. The Saints a little bit quiet down there, and we know they've got the big name in Nick Riewoldt, but this could well be the day that Jesse Hogan stamps his mark on the AFL world with a big half-dozen goals. Oh, look, we know he's a star in the future, but it's great to be there the day that the star actually announces himself.
Is born.
Today's the day. And Melbourne are going to win at a venue they haven't won in 20 years.
Well, it's a pretty good start, Hutto. They went out the back, and good cohesion, as you said, from half back through. And Alan Richardson be a little bit disappointed that forward pressure wasn't able to hold the ball in.
Just about every play in one half of the ground. So he kicks into the man on the mark. Lumumba's in trouble. He strikes a tackle. 55 out. Gives it to Jones. Spears a pass. Beautifully done. And once again, guess who's going to pick himself up? Jesse
Hogan.
Well, there it goes. It's a pretty good double act at the present time. Jones to Hogan, and I know that they'd all be singing that at home, the Demon supporters and those that are here. But he's getting off the chain too much, I'm sure, for Alan Richardson's liking, Nathan Jones. That's two inside 50s that have set up two shots a goal.
Well, him and Verdi Vince were the offenders last week of winning the ball, and already they've got Jones has got 5, Vince has got 4.
Here's Hogan. Directly in front, doesn't miss. He's got 2. Melbourne's got 2.
Well, he's off to a fly bomber, and the alarm bells are ringing, more so because I think of the freedom with which Jones is winning the football. It doesn't matter who's on the end of it. It's great that Hogan's got a couple, but when you get a midfielder running inside forward 50 that has been tagged in recent times, that's a dangerous signal.
Gee, when you get that many defenders in there and they can find a player like that.
Yeah. I think they'd be looking for a bit of space, wouldn't they, forwards? Like you play against Collingwood and there's no room in the good teams, and then all of a sudden you play against a team with your own ability, maybe a bit less ability, and then all of a sudden things open up.
And they'd be focusing on that missed tackle there, David Armitage, on Heredia.
Been a real even quarter for them, hasn't it? You look at all those players who've got 4 and 5 possessions. As you said, Savage the most. Here's Hogan! Bang!
Hogan!
At last. Melbourne goal in the corner, their first. The Saints have kicked 4, and that's 3 goals for Jesse Hogan, who kicked 2 early ones and looked like he was going to have a field day. He's added another before half-time.
He just read the ball the best. You get it in there often enough, this kid will return. And isn't that fantastic to see from a Melbourne perspective? There's the future. Brayshaw to Hogan.
Does he remind you of any previous forward Jesse Hogan, Jared?
Well, they all remind you a little bit of somebody, but I mean, there's a bit of Jonathan Brown in him, there's a bit of Wayne Carey. He's a big, tall, athletic midfield forward. He could play in the midfield like Carey could or Brown could, but he's very smart in that forward half.
6 goals to 2 for the quarter. Jones sends them deep again. Hogan gets a run at it. He's going to have to do it on his own, I think, down there, Jenna.
Seen a few stars of the future here today, I think.
Well, it was a great tap. It started in the middle. It was a really good tap to Jones, who just, I mean, this has been their best play. Long bombs to Hogan, and he hasn't let them down so far.
And that was Nathan Jones's first possession this quarter after he had 14 in the opening term. So Hogan for his 4th, keeping the D's in it here at Etihad. Right through the middle. How many is he going to have to kick for Melbourne to win?
8 now.
I think we said 8 early in the piece. I'm just looking forward to the day, Sandy, when you're calling Port Adelaide and Melbourne, and Schultz is up the other end of the ground.
He sees nothing, and Hogan is in trouble.
Look at that, it's a really good tap from Jack Watts. 3rd man up, yes. but smart play. He's an instinctive footballer, Jack Watts. He's got lots and lots of great assets, and this is one of them. Look at this. That set up the goal as much as anything.
Well, Bommy said if he needs to get 8, he's ahead of target because he's got 4 and it's not half time as yet. Jones has got it in the middle. First one way, then the other. Can't get around Weller. Now he gets his kick, but Dempster was there. Couldn't complete the mark. Here's Jesse. Hogan. He's done it again. 5 goals to Jesse Hogan.
And they're in front, Alistair Lynch.
They're pretty happy to at the moment. Just they've been able to get big numbers around the contest and cause those multiple stoppages. And more importantly, when St Kilda have taken possession of the ball, they haven't been able to switch to the far side or the fat side and get into space that we saw in particular in that first 15 minutes of the second term. So at the moment, they're pretty happy the way things are going. Nathan Jones, importantly, getting back involved in the game as well.
And that's why this bloke's such a talent, because he can win it in a pack and he can work it and win it on the ground, Bomber.
Yeah, he's a very good young player. He's skinny, wiry, isn't he? And agile. He's